Have you ever wanted to destroy your enemy, without throwing a single punch? Not by screaming. Not by proving anything. Not by lowering yourself to their level. Stoicism teaches something far more dangerous than violence. Control. Most people think power comes from confrontation. From domination. From winning loudly. But the Stoics knew the truth. The man who reacts has already lost. Your enemy expects anger. They expect fear. They expect you to fight them on their terrain. And that's exactly why they win. In this video, you will learn 7 Stoic ways to destroy your enemy without fighting. No drama. No revenge. No chaos. Only calm superiority. Because the ultimate humiliation for an enemy is not your rage. It's your indifference. When you no longer react. When you no longer explain yourself. When you no longer seek validation. You take away their power. This is not about being weak. This is about becoming untouchable. The Stoics didn't defeat enemies with force. They defeated them by mastering the only thing that truly matters. Themselves. Stay until the end. One of these principles will completely change the way you deal with conflict forever. Step 1. Redefine who your real enemy is. Most people make a fatal Stoic mistake. They believe their enemy is someone else. A coworker. An ex. A rival. A critic. But Epictetus was clear. It is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Your enemy is not the person in front of you. Your enemy is the reaction inside you. The moment someone controls your emotions, they control you. Anger makes you predictable. Hatred makes you manipulable. The need to win makes you desperate. And desperation is weakness. The Stoic does something radical. He refuses to personalize attacks. Insults become noise. Provocations become tests. Hostility becomes information. When you stop seeing someone as an enemy, and start seeing them as an external event, they lose their psychological power over you. You don't fight storms. You adapt to them. You don't argue with fire. You avoid being burned. The first way to destroy your enemy without fighting is to remove the title of enemy altogether. Because once you stop feeding them emotional importance, they are no longer a threat. Just another obstacle on the path of self-mastery. Step 2. Remove their greatest weapon, your reaction. Your enemy does not need strength to defeat you. They only need one thing. Your reaction. The moment you react emotionally, you hand them control. Anger gives them satisfaction. Defensiveness gives them importance. Explaining yourself gives them relevance. Marcus Aurelius warned. You always own the option of having no opinion. Silence is not weakness. Calm is not submission. Self-control is not fear. It is dominance. When you stop reacting, conflict has nowhere to land. An insult unanswered dies instantly. A provocation ignored collapses. A rumor unchallenged loses energy. Your enemy feeds on engagement. Remove it, and they starve. The Stoic understands this deeply. You cannot control what others do. But you can always control how you respond. And when your response is nothing. No anger. No justification. No explanation. You send a clear message. You no longer have access to me. This is how you win without fighting. Not by overpowering your enemy, but by making them irrelevant. Step 3. Win by mastering yourself, not them. Most people try to defeat their enemy by controlling them. The Stoic knows this is impossible. You cannot control their words. You cannot control their actions. You cannot control their intentions. But you can control yourself. And that is where true power lives. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Your enemy hopes you will lose discipline. They wait for you to act impulsively. They expect you to abandon your values under pressure. Because the moment you do, they have already won. The Stoic does the opposite. He keeps his routine. He keeps his standards. He keeps his composure. While others react emotionally, he responds intentionally. Self-mastery frustrates enemies more than confrontation ever could. They cannot provoke what they cannot access. They cannot destabilize what is internally ordered. Each time you choose patience over impulse, reason over ego, discipline over emotion, you weaken your enemy without touching them. Victory, in Stoicism, is not public. It is internal. And the man who has conquered himself has already defeated every enemy he will ever face. Step 4. Let time and consistency do the damage. Your enemy wants a reaction now. They want immediacy. They want escalation. Because time favors the disciplined, not the impulsive. The Stoics understood that most conflicts burn out on their own if you don't keep feeding them. Seneca wrote, "Time heals what reason cannot. Consistency is quiet, but it is brutal." While your enemy wastes energy on resentment, you invest energy in improvement. While they repeat the same behavior, you compound progress. Day after day. Action after action. Without drama. This creates an invisible gap. You grow calmer. Stronger. More respected. They stay reactive. Predictable. Stuck. Time exposes character. It reveals who has control. And who is ruled by emotion. By refusing to rush. By refusing to retaliate. By refusing to explain yourself. You let reality do the work. And reality is ruthless. In the long run, the Stoic always wins. Not because he attacks, but because he endures. Step 5. Become so unimpressed that they collapse. Nothing unsettles an enemy more than realizing they no longer matter. Not to your mood. Not to your decisions. Not to your identity. Most people try to prove their worth. The Stoic refuses this trap. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "I am not harmed unless I judge myself to be harmed." When you stop being impressed by insults, status, or attempts to dominate, you remove the stage. Your enemy wants acknowledgement. They want resistance. They want proof that they exist in your mind. Indifference denies them all of it. You don't argue. You don't correct. You don't seek justice through ego. You simply continue. Calm. Focused. Unmoved. This is not arrogance. It is inner independence. The Stoic does not need to be seen winning. He only needs to remain whole. And when your enemy realizes they can no longer disturb your inner state, they collapse under their own effort. Because a battle that receives no attention cannot survive. Step 6. Use virtue as a weapon. Your enemy expects retaliation. They prepare for hostility. They assume you will respond in kind. This is where the Stoic disarms them. Instead of aggression, you respond with virtue. Justice without bitterness. Discipline without pride. Courage without noise. Wisdom without arrogance. Seneca wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Virtue is confusing to those who operate on ego. They cannot exploit it. They cannot predict it. When you act correctly, even toward someone who wrongs you, you expose their character without saying a word. You don't need to accuse. Reality does it for you. Virtue builds reputation silently. It earns trust, authority, and respect over time. Your enemy may win moments, but you win position. And position outlasts conflict. In Stoicism, virtue is not passive. It is strategic. Because a man who cannot be corrupted, provoked, or lowered, becomes impossible to defeat. Step 7. Live so well that they are forgotten. The final victory over an enemy is not their defeat. It is their irrelevance. Most people stay trapped in conflict long after the danger is gone, replaying conversations, imagining revenge, reliving pain. The Stoic refuses to carry this weight. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best way to avenge yourself is to not become like the wrongdoer. You build a life so full, so disciplined, so aligned with reason, that there is no space left for resentment. Your focus shifts upward. Health, purpose, craft, inner peace. And slowly, without effort, your enemy fades. Not because you erased them, but because you outgrew them. They remain where they are. You move forward. This is the most complete form of destruction. Not harm. Not humiliation. Not domination. But transcendence. The Stoic does not seek enemies. He seeks excellence. And in doing so, he leaves every enemy behind. Conclusion: the Stoic endgame. Stoicism is not about destroying others. It is about becoming so solid that no one can touch you. You don't win by shouting louder. You don't win by proving anything. You don't win by fighting every battle. You win by choosing discipline over impulse, reason over ego, character over chaos. When you master yourself, enemies lose their purpose. They fade. You rise. This is the Stoic advantage. If this message resonated with you, stay on this path. Subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Like this video so it reaches those who need it. Comment which step changed your perspective the most. Remember, the strongest man is the one who needs no enemy.